Hey everyone, and welcome to another Game Explained discussion. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined today by John Cartwright, Steve Bowling, and Bell Aim to discuss Nintendo finally showing off Fighter number 5 in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We're actually getting a 35-minute video live stream from Sakurai himself on January 16th at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and we're finally going to get some more information on this game after everybody's been jonesing after we all thought it was going to come at the Game Awards and we're going to get that 5th fighter. Nope, we're getting it now, and we're getting all the information about it right away. What that information is, though, well, that's what we're here to talk about. So, right off the bat, John, what do you think they're showing?
I'm really excited for this. So, I think, I've been going on about this for a while. I reckon they're going to show a Nintendo character. And the reason I think that is because at one point in development, this was the very last character that they were making. They could have very well planned like the second pass in advance, but I don't think they did. So I reckon they're ending on a character that they wanted in the game in the first place, which could very well either be Rex and Pyra, or it might even be Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Those are my bets. They're not who I necessarily want the most, but they're who I think are eligible for this slot.
What about you, Steve?
I'm in a similar boat to John. I think that this is a character that is closer to Nintendo than the rest of the DLC fighters. And I actually do think it's a Fire Emblem Three Houses character. The game has just been super popular. It was my favorite game last year, but I think we're getting Byleth. I think we're going a little more vanilla with who we're getting. And if you've followed all of our previous Smash discussions, you know this is definitely not who I'm rooting for. I still want Travis Touchdown, but we're definitely not getting him, and I'm almost certain it's a Fire Emblem character.
Same boat. I really want Arl in this game from Puyo Puyo, but I've made peace with the fact that she's probably not going to be in, at least not in this slot.
What about you, Amy? What are your hopes that are going to get dashed with this DLC?
Well, I'm being more optimistic than them, and I'm actually picking someone who I want. So I think that it's going to be a female character because we've had all males so far. So my top two is also Rex and Pyra, because that has Pyra and probably Mithra and maybe a little bit more for Smash, Final Smash. Or I think it could be Shantae.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
That would be
and
interesting.
both of those I would really like. So I'm going to go on the optimistic side and pick two female characters that I think have a possibility that I also would like to be in there.
Let's get on some debunking a moment too. We've gone over in the past how we don't feel like spirits deconfirm characters, but I do think spirits that come post-launch do. So yesterday we had Astral Chain spirits. I think that's a good sign that Astral Chain characters are not coming.
Yeah.
But Shantae being a spirit though, from the launch of the game, I feel like that has no impact on Shantae's chances for DLC. Also, people are going off a theory that Dante might be the character, and he could be, but the reasons that they are choosing for that, I feel, don't make sense. So basically, one of the voice actors from DMC joked about wanting Dante in Smash, and everyone's like, well, I guess it's confirmed. And it's not confirmed.
Yeah, the thing with Shantae's spirits, they're all from Half Genie Hero. We have a new game coming. We have 7 Sirens on the way at some point this year. They can totally use that art, or even art from before that if they want to get some spirits in there. And I don't think that messes with things at all. But I do agree with you about Akira. I don't think they're going to get in. It's just too close. So interesting that we're getting this DLC and then we're getting spirits, more spirits after that. But as far as who I think, I pretty much agree with John, where I think Rex and Pyra has a good shot, and hopefully Edelgard and not Byleth, because Byleth is, he works, he can do some fun things with him, he has a sword that can like lash out like Ivy's sword in Soul Calibur. That could really change things up and give him a different kind of recovery. But Edelgard is a lot of fun and an axe user, which makes her very different from other Fire Emblem characters, and I think that would mitigate people complaining about another Fire Emblem character, maybe.
I mean, preferably I wouldn't have another Fire Emblem character. There are so many of them already. But Edelgard would be legitimately different to the others. Like, for one, she doesn't have blue hair. She doesn't have a sword. So, just on those marks alone, I feel like she could be interesting. And Three Houses is huge. I think just that alone would make that community happy.
Absolutely. So, 35 minutes, which means we're getting a definite breakdown of whoever this character is. If I had to guess, like, what kind of structure we're looking at here, I think we're going to get a reveal trailer to start things off to say, hey, this is the character that's in Smash, and then going right into Sakurai demoing that character, and maybe even giving a history, because he spent a long time on Terry showing things off there and basically gave us a history of Neo Geo at the same time. So I'm wondering how exactly he's going to be spending this 35 minutes showing off the character.
He'll start off by saying, did you know that Arl didn't originate from Puyo Puyo, and in fact came from a dungeon crawler?
Very nice.
I think we're just getting another super lengthy, super in-depth presentation of both the character's technical aspects and, like you said, a light history lesson, something that'll teach us why we should care about this character's inclusion in Smash. It does seem kind of odd that this is the reveal, though. So I agree with you, Derek. I think they're starting off with like a, one of our more traditional Smash character trailers, just kind of mashing these two together and hopefully getting the character out real soon after.
I do wonder, and I'm not sure this is a healthy mindset, but I do wonder if they are going to tease the next pass too. Like, they'll probably at least talk about what, like, if they're going to do another fighter's pass, or they're just going to do individual characters. But the reason I don't think it's healthy is because we should probably appreciate the character we're getting, rather than being like, well, who's next?
I mean, we did get Hero and Banjo pretty much on the same day,
true.
So...
Yeah, but that's because Banjo doesn't matter too much to Japanese. I mean, yeah, to Japanese players, and Hero doesn't matter too much to Western players.
They both to me.
Exactly.
They're both special.
But I actually think they might discuss a little bit of the next pass or individual. I think that might be something at the end, perhaps. But I think you guys are on the right track. I'm pretty sure they're going to do some sort of trailer where we have our fun video and everyone's freaking out. And then he comes in and gives us whatever detail, like he did with Banjo and with Terry. Maybe detailing their moves and showing off the backgrounds of the stage that's coming in, talking about the songs.
I'm getting some Terry flashbacks from you and John, Amy. I don't think we're getting anything about the next season of Fighters for Smash. Mainly because we all expected something more to come from the Terry presentation, and it turned out Sakurai can just talk a lot about one character. So this is a 35-minute video. It kind of tracks with Terry's in length. I don't think we're seeing anything about the next batch of fighters. If anything, I expect Nintendo to include that in whenever the next Direct is. So I think when we get our next proper Nintendo Direct, we'll get some more info about the second year of Smash. But I think this is going to be strictly focused on whoever this new character is.
I think that he might actually do a shadow drop, and it will be available at the end of the presentation. Like, oh, by the way, you can go get it now. I'm thinking that's going to happen. I don't know, but I just have a feeling.
They're going to kill the servers.
I know. They totally would.
eShop and just like updating the game, it's just not going to work.
Oh, right.
I can see that happening, though. They're launching this character by February, so they've got a couple of weeks. And they could very well just drop it, and there'll be a lot of hype for that. I could definitely see it happening. I won't be in the country for this, by the way, so I'll be experiencing it from the Discord of Game Explain, just seeing what you guys are saying.
I actually could see a shadow drop, even though it's not February yet. A lot of these times, these presentations just directly lead into the release of the character. It wasn't long after the Banjo presentation that we got Banjo. Same thing for Terry, so I expect very close to this one as well. And Steve also made a good point about it very, very likely only being this new character, which tracks. And, I wanted to say, like, oh, they could show this or they could show that. And, like, no, Steve's probably right. It's probably only this character. And Sakurai talked about the history of it. Like, who knows what he might tell us to go do. He told us to play an Xbox with Banjo, so...
That's true. Yeah, I mean, we probably shouldn't overhype this. And they did say with Home Run Contest, that was the last, like, core brand new mode. So I'm not expecting any, like, brand new game elements. But at the very least, when it comes to new content, I wouldn't mind some of the previous stages that didn't make it into Ultimate returning. Like, we've got Poke Floats, we've got that horrible Brawl DK stage, which I don't really want back, but I'll accept it. And there's also like Rainbow Road and Pac-Man from Smash 3DS. Those are great stages, but there's no way to play them in Smash Ultimate. So I don't expect them, but it would be nice for them to return.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people really want Poke Floats back, so maybe. But I'm agreeing with you guys. I think they're gonna basically just talk about the character. I don't know. I just don't feel like they're gonna add anything massive. just the character.
Yeah, like the character is huge though. I mean,
Yeah,
just being
anything
it doesn't matter who
additional
it is.
massive.
Just any Smash character is exciting because it's Smash.
Exactly. I'm
Unless it's
really looking
Waluigi.
forward to it.
And whoever, and whoever it is, also the blow is cushioned because, well, we have more fighters coming. So even that people that would get upset about this character, next time it might be the one for you. You never know.
Right.
Hopefully
The fact that we keep waiting. The fact that you're right, Derek, it kind of softens this because this is no longer our final Smash update. So we know that we have at least 5 more to go through. And it's worth noting that Sakurai is also going to, he's going to spend a lot of time talking about the stage and the music that come with this character. And if it's anything on the order of Terry, we could possibly have anywhere from just one track to like a ton of music to talk about. So that could also take up a significant portion of the update, just talking about not just the character, but what is included with them.
Unless it's Gino, and Sakurai's like, well, Square only let us have 3 songs, so here's the 4th song, that's all you're having.
I mean, that does track with Square, so yeah, we could end up with 3 songs. We could end up with 50 songs. It's
and they're still MIDI tracks.
Yeah, it's such a wide range, but I'm excited to see what he might show. It's always, honestly, these presentations are always just a lot of fun to see him messing around with the game, making his little jokes, and it's always kind of chill, much more than a direct where it's just info. It's like, let's take the time, like, all right, here's how he punches, here's the other attack, oh, we took this move from this, and it's always just sort of, okay, well, thank you, Sakurai.
Yeah. Like, check out this background detail. Like when he was focusing on 2D.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you respect the work he puts into the game. Like, when we just get the character, of course it's fun to see how much personality they put into that character. When Sakurai can give you all of his development tools and take you into the background further than you can usually go, and just talk you through everything, I just respect the amount of work that goes into each and every Fighters Pass character. And honestly, I'm really satisfied with every DLC character so far. They are some of the most fun and enjoyable and weird characters in the game.
Yeah, they're actually my favorites of the game. I play them constantly. I love them. And Terry's stage is still my number 1 absolute favorite stage. I can't get enough of that one. I always go for it.
But, I mean, that's the thing, like, because we kind of know what's coming up, what came before, it's hard to really speculate on what's coming because we don't have any indication of what the character is, and that kind of forms the basis of what you say might be in the game, or might be in the presentation. So, does anybody else have any predictions for what Sakurai might show during the live stream?
I reckon it's probably going to follow a very similar format to Banjo and Terry, but I don't think there's going to be any real surprises, apart from the character, which is of course a big surprise, but like nothing too major, I don't think.
Yeah, I think if you're going into this expecting anything more than what we've seen in the past 2 streams, you're going to be sorely disappointed. I think this is just going to be a by the numbers, character reveal followed by an in-depth breakdown. And if you're expecting something crazy, hype-inducing, then you're probably going to, let yourself down. Like, go into this with normal expectations, please.
Yeah. Hype yourself for the character, but don't think there's going to be that much beyond the character and here's how they work and their music and their stage. Although that said, we started with Piranha Plant. I'm going to say it. We're going to end with Bandana Waddle Dee.
I'll allow it. That'd be a fun character, Derek. I know we have a crowd of people who are so angry about us for that one video we did about Bandana Waddle Dee, but I think he'd be a fun character.
He has a full moveset.
He'd be fun. I just don't see it happening.
No, but it's just...
It would be anticlimactic to end on Bandana Waddle Dee, but I don't think they have to go for wow factor. I mean, they don't usually. The last character we had for Smash Ultimate confirmed was Incineroar, right?
Yeah.
Being a Pokemon's, of course, a big deal. It's the biggest franchise in the world, or at least one of the biggest franchises in the world. But it's still not exciting. And, like, the Smash 4 DLC ended with, I think the last character was Bayonetta, who is quite a big character. But Smash 4 ended with, the core roster ended with Duck Hunt, who, a cool character, but not like a mind-blowing revelation, though.
Yeah, I was mind blown because I wanted him for the longest time as a joke character. But again, but that also shows everybody's perspective.
One character is going to blow someone's mind, and for another person, they'll just go,
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of feel like this one, because it originally was going to be the last DLC, unless they knew well in advance that they were going to do more. So I feel like they might have wanted to save a really big one for the last, kind of in a send-off type of way, but maybe they had ideas that they were going to do more DLC. So I feel like it's going to be somewhat kind of a special one to them. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it.
I do want to throw one last potential, since we were just talking about Pokemon. I feel like there's an outside chance we could get Cinderace as a
absolutely
as a Pokemon. They seem to love fire Pokemon in Smash, and I could definitely see a Sword and Shield starter getting a spot as an individual fighter, which would also kind of I think to a certain degree, some people are expecting to be disappointed by the final reveal. And I feel like this would scratch that itch of being simultaneously kind of cool and still disappointing a chunk of the fan base.
Well, it's cool to have a character that people aren't speculating about. It feels like people have always been going on about Doomguy and Dante, and there's never been much evidence pointing towards them. It's more just fans wishing them into existence. Whereas characters like there's never been a Smash cycle without a Pokemon. Like even Smash 4 DLC had Mewtwo added in. So it's definitely a big possibility that it could end on a Gen 8 Pokemon.
I kind of want Inteleon to be the Pokemon if it does make it in.
I was actually just going to say that.
Mainly because we now have a Gigantamax form for it, so I can totally imagine its Final Smash being similar to Bowser's, where it goes into the background with its tail and has the sniper, has its new sniper gun out to shoot one of the players and take them out in the same vein as Bowser.
That would be pretty awesome. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. I've really wanted another form of Pokemon trainer. So we have the Kanto Pokemon trainer with Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard. But it'd be great just to get all the forms in there again. Take the same gimmick, but reverse the types and just sort of change up the movesets.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like to have the trainer be like the Alolan form or the Sword and Shield Galarian form. That would be really cool too, to have maybe a skin change. That'd be awesome.
For sure.
But we don't have long to wait until we find out who it is, so yeah, we'll definitely be covering it when that happens. But until then, I think that covers it for our Sakurai presentation predictions discussion, so thank you for watching. And if you like this video, be sure to like us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, and of course be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for more on this presentation, Smash Ultimate in general, and other things gaming as well. Until next time, bye.